Hey everyone, Soundwave884 here, the Transformers Studio Series 86 review. And this we're going to take a look at Studio Series 86 number 19, Dinobot Snarl from Transformers the movie, referencing all his couple scenes he had. He was more of a bit player in that movie. Take a look at the packaging. Nice, lovely artwork. This is back when I think Galvatron and the Swedes, they all came back to attack Autobot City to get the Matrix from Ultra Magnus, and they go get on the shuttles. Side view, leader class Snarl. Come back 31 steps, gets you all the way around. Battle of Autobot City Snarl. Read the bio. Snarl and the Autobots must find a way to destroy Unicron before Cybertron is devoured. The background he comes with is the attack on Autobot City. And then we'll sit here and put Snarl, see if he fits. No, he's too wide. His ass is too wide for this thing. Come on, get on there. Get on there, fat boy. Yeah, he don't fit on that, so you just have it come down like that. So that is his background. Nice background. Of course, you get the figure, and you get your handy dandy instruction booklet to transform the figure. And he comes with a sword. It's molded in this gold plastic and then painted silver here. Kind of bendable, pliable plastic. Mine's got a slight curve to it. You can see we're going to start this review off again in reverse. We're going to go from Dinosaur to Robot. That's because I have all the Dinobots in Dinosaur mode. I don't feel like transforming all of them right now back and then transforming back and back. It's just a lot to go back and forth. I'm not going to do that. So we're going to start with him in Dinosaur mode. Got nice gold plated pieces up here. I'd be wary of some of these special ones on this red plastic as the gold goes under here and is connected through here. And it is, again, kind of pliable. I think too much force, you can end up snapping them out from underneath the red, and you have to reattach that. So that's the only thing I would worry about is like these plates right here. These here are more firm and sturdy. And his feet down here, I did have a problem with these feet. When you transform from robot mode to this mode here, they're just snapped on this little black pegs right here. And I try to untab this. They come from the back. And there's a tab here and a slot, and they're tabbed this way. Getting them off there is fine, but you have to try to pull the piece out from this inside here. All I kept doing was pulling his feet off the black pegs, and I had to keep reattaching them because it's really tightly put in there. There are some screws here that you can try to loosen slightly if you want to do that, but you don't want to make it too loose. But so that was the only problem I had. I kept snapping these off and I had to snap them back on. They go back on fine, but I was eventually afraid I might end up snapping one of these little black tabs and then the foot would be useless. But you need that because it's got to spin around and also for transformation. So that's the only problems I had with this figure. Besides, I've seen it. Someone had a really misaligned Autobot logo. Mine is slightly misaligned. As you can see, this side here is slightly further up than this side. You don't really notice it when you have them in Dinosaur mode. This angle, it looks fine. When you turn them to the front, you can slightly notice it. And turn to this side, it's not as noticeable, especially at the top. You kind of can down here at the bottom. So it's not that bad. I don't notice it too often. But if you notice there, you're going to see it more. And a little more care to make sure they're all aligned would work a lot better. Good paint going on here with the blues and everything. Very nice. Oh, I untapped that. When you get into this mode, the tabbing in of the feet here underneath the chest piece, this is his chest. That is, honestly, it's hard. It's just getting this under this little piece. You can't only raise this so high. There are these little tabs, and they just tab in on that. And this right here just tabs down. And you can store his sword down here underneath. There's these two tabs here. Then this side, there's two slots. And you'll just put it there. Also, you can use this peg here, and on his back up here. There's this peg over here. This is where it stores on his back. You can just stick it up there if you want to do that. It's more out of the way on the underside. And then this, like I said, not tabbed in very well. These two tabs here go in those little slots there, but it doesn't like lock perfectly. So we'll do some comparison here. We'll do a shot of all the Dinobots together. And then with some vehicles, we have Earthrise Optimus Prime in vehicle mode. We have Deluxe Class Beachcomber back here, a Core Class G2 Megatron, and the old Legend / Core Class Beachcomber in vehicle mode. So you can get some ideas of how things will actually scale here. Articulation in Dinosaur mode. You got this leg here. These legs back can do this. These can move as well. A little bit tighter on the joints. You got movement here. You got movement here on the feet. You got movement there as well on the leg. So that is your articulation in Dinosaur mode. The head is fixated here, but you can't open the mouth. There is no port for a blast effect, which I'm surprised most of us did that. But his, because of the way the head, I guess, has to come in two different pieces, it'd be a little bit harder to put a peg in there. So no fire breathing from this. Nicely blue painted eyes on him. Alright, transformation for Snarl into robot mode. We're going to take Snarl, we're going to flip him upside down. We're going to open these pieces up right here. Now come up here to this piece that doesn't really stay tabbed anyway. We're going to open that up and pull that back. It's going to reveal his chest. Raise the chest up off the feet. If you come back here, these pieces here have tabbed into the back of his head. I'm going to do this. That's why really, because the head doesn't want to stay tabbed in together on its own. These pieces here really lock the head together. Now we take the head, we want to fold the head of him back inside here. Pull his legs out from underneath this. And we're going to unsplit everything. Bring the legs down. This. This out and around. Doing so, we'll get the head pieces in, have them flush here. This piece is here. We'll now go. There's a little tab here. Go in this little slot above that. Don't worry, it's not like a good locking. You'll knock them out probably. And then you take his feet here. You're going to fold them up. They're on this other little hinge. You're going to bring that around because this piece here tabs into that. Bring this down. And this is actually just going to store inside the back of his legs. So I'll bring those down. So this will fold in. Now it's got a little slight tab here. It was sort of locking that. You know, now close his foot back up. So fold this down. Bring it around. Do so, fold this, not that piece. You want to bring this part, bring this down. And you're going to close this up. Bring his foot and lock that back. His toes are like this. They kind of, I already got them pushed up, but you just, if they're down like this, you'll just push them like that. So we got the lower half of Snarl going on here. I'm going to take him here at the torso. We're going to 180 his waist around. Now you want to bring that down. You want to take this piece here, bring it up and over. Bring his arms down. Going to split his tail open. Open that up. Doing so, you'll see this head here. Just want to push the head back up. That locks into place. Torso here can now lock back down. This piece here will just come down. There's this little tab here. A slot in here. You're going to tab that piece in right there. To do so, there's these two tabs here again, two slots up here. We're just going to meet that, tab that in, and that's got that part done. Now you want to do his arms. These pieces here are going to turn around this way. I told you that earlier. There's a tab, a slot. You'll bring his hand back, tab that in, hand back, tab that in. Now you want to get his hand out here, so you want to bring this down as far as you can. And his hand's in here, so now it's going to bring his hand out and up. Now you're just going to fold this in. You're going to bring his arm down. His hand to be 180 of the way, so you got to spin it back around. So bring this down, hand up, lock it, bring this up, lock it. 180 his hand around, untab this, bring it down, and there you go. We have got Snarl into his robot mode. Now it's all about getting him balanced and posed. There's Snarl in a sort of superhero pose. Is very, very articulated. Got good joints here. Got the hips can kick out way far. You can kick them way back. Got some nice little soft ratchets going on here. Knees can go to there. You got way upper thigh swivels on him. Ankle tilts come from this bottom piece here, which does split off. Put that back. Put this one back to like that. So we got that 360 waist swivel here. Up top, we got 360 head swivel. You got a slight up and down rock and left to right. Shoulders out to there. Spin around, you're going to hit this piece. So you might do some finessing if you want to try to get a full 360 spin. You got like an elbow swivel here. Very deep elbow bends because of transformation. Go all the way up to there. You get like a double jointed elbow. And you do have wrist swivels because that was also part of the transformation. One thing I wish he did have would be opening and closing hands. I wish they would do that a little bit more on leader class size Transformers. So we'll go ahead and get some scale comparisons real quick. Here he is next to Voyager class Grapple, Deluxe class Beachcomber, and a Core class G2 Megatron. And a tale of two Jetfires. We got Siege on this side. We have the old Thrilling 30 Jetfire here. We'll just back this up a little bit so you can get a better sense of the scale. Slightly smaller than the Thrilling 30 version, and way smaller than the Siege version. And here he is next to the undersized Combiner Wars Devastator knockoff. And next to his fellow Dinobots. Close look at his face. Very nicely done head sculpt here on the figure. Very serious. Come down to the body. Not really anything hollow to speak of. Everything's filled in. Only hollowness would be way down here in his legs, where you do all the transformation, and then on the underside. But also we have the point, peg holes here for the like weaponizers and everything. Turn to the side, back. Like I say, he's pretty much filled in everywhere you want to look, even on the insides of the arms. Doesn't really have anything. So right here, where this one goes inside, and the mushroom peg for the forearms snap in. Otherwise, he is a very solid bot. So not much hollowness, and that's a good thing. Leader class should not really have any hollow bits at all. He does have ratchets, whereas I figure every leader class figure should always have ratchets. He doesn't have them in his elbows, and that's probably my only problem is maybe this one here. But the way the transformation is, I can see why they could not include that. But he does have it really good in his shoulders going that way, not this way, not that way on the hips, but going forward and back, and we do get it in the knees. So that is always a plus when you get ratchets. And I kind of wish they would do that more even on the Voyager class Transformers. They started that in Siege on Shockwave, but then quickly discontinued doing that on most of the Voyager class Transformers. Alright, so final thoughts on Studio Series 86 Snarl. Excellent. He's a big upgrade over the previous Dinobot Sludge. Sludge seems to be, to me, the weaker of the four released so far. He's more floppy, whereas this one here gets more tight joints. Everything's right. The only problems, like I said, I have is on the head in the Dinobot mode. It's misaligned. And these are here in transformation. At least the first time, I haven't done it too much. On the second time back to the Dinosaur mode, do snap off. So that is really my biggest complaints on the figure. Oh, it's a very solid figure, and I'm very pleased with Snarl. Dinobots look really good together, and I can't wait to get Dinobot Swoop. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.